Everyone seems to have people. They have groups, they have texts lighting up their phones, they have weekend plans that do not involve a screen and a blanket. You have none of that, and you tell yourself it is a problem. You tell yourself you are broken. You are socially inept. You are failing at something that seems effortless for everyone else. But the real reason is not what you think. The real reason you have no friends is not a flaw. It is a filter. And that filter is running constantly in your brain without your permission. Let us go back to high school for a moment. Remember the cafeteria? You walked in and scanned the room. You saw the loud table, the sports table, the gossip table, the table where everyone laughed too hard at jokes that were not funny. You chose a corner, not because you were afraid, not because you could not sit there, but because something inside you said no. That something was your brain evaluating the cost of belonging. Belonging costs energy. It costs performance. It costs pretending to care about things you do not care about. And your brain, even back then, was doing the math. The math said it is not worth it. This is not social anxiety. This is social selection. And here is where the science gets interesting. A 2016 study from the University of Oxford, led by behavioral neuroscientist Robin Dunbar, found that people with smaller social circles do not have weaker social brains. They have more selective ones. Dunbar is the researcher famous for discovering that humans can maintain about 150 stable social relationships, but within that number, there is a deeper structure. The study showed that individuals who report having fewer than 5 close friends are not lacking social skills. They are demonstrating higher standards for what qualifies as meaningful interaction. They are filtering. And filtering requires cognitive effort. It requires discernment. It requires the ability to recognize shallow exchanges and reject them. That is intelligence in motion. But you do not feel intelligent right now. You feel lonely. You feel like you are missing something. And that feeling is real. It is painful. It is valid. But here is the twist. The pain you feel is not the pain of rejection. It is the pain of not finding your tribe yet. Your brain is not designed to connect with everyone. It is designed to connect with people who share your frequency. When you force yourself into groups that do not match your frequency, your brain releases cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. It makes you feel tired. It makes you feel irritable. It makes you want to leave early and go home and sit in silence. That is not awkwardness. That is your nervous system protecting you from low-quality social input. Another study, this one from the University of Virginia in 2017, used fMRI scans to monitor brain activity in people who described themselves as socially isolated. The researchers expected to see heightened activity in the amygdala, which processes fear. Instead, they saw heightened activity in the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex handles complex thinking, decision-making, self-reflection, abstract reasoning. The isolated participants were not scared. They were thinking more. Their brains were running simulations. They were analyzing social dynamics from the outside. They were observing patterns that the people inside the groups could not see. The study concluded that chronic social evaluation, not social avoidance, is what correlates with higher cognitive function. You are not lonely. You are analyzing. And analysis is exhausting. That is why you feel drained after a party. That is why you feel depleted after a group dinner. That is why you need a full day of silence to recover. You are processing more information than everyone else in the room. You are reading micro-expressions. You are tracking vocal tones. You are noting inconsistencies in stories. You are mapping social hierarchies in real time. The people at the loud table are not doing that. They are simply reacting. They are being pulled by the momentum of the group. Your brain does not allow that. Your brain asks, why? Why are we laughing? Why is this funny? Why is everyone agreeing? Why is no one questioning that? That question is the enemy of small talk, and small talk is the currency of most friendships. You do not have small talk in your vocabulary. You have big talk. You want to discuss why people behave the way they do. You want to explore the origins of fear. You want to understand the architecture of belief. This is not what happens at a bar. This is not what happens at a game night. And so you sit out, and you judge yourself for sitting out. But here is the reality. Dr. William von Hippel, a psychologist at the University of Queensland, has spent 20 years studying how social intelligence and abstract intelligence compete. His research shows that the same neural resources used for deep thought are the ones used for maintaining superficial social bonds. You cannot do both at the same time. When you are thinking deeply, you are not socializing effectively. When you are socializing superficially, you are not thinking deeply. Your brain has made a choice. It has chosen depth, and depth has a cost. The cost is a smaller social circle. But here is the counterintuitive twist. People with smaller social circles are not less socially skilled. They are more socially skilled in the ways that matter. Dr. Von Hippel's work also found that individuals with high abstract reasoning ability are better at predicting social outcomes from a distance. They can see which friendships will fail. They can see which alliances are unstable. They can see which people are trustworthy and which are not. They do not need to make the mistake to learn the lesson. They learn it by watching. And that means they are less likely to waste years on friendships that go nowhere. They skip the low-quality investments, and that makes them look friendless. But it also makes them free from the drama, free from the obligation, free from the performance. This is the hidden advantage. You are not losing friends. You are losing time-wasting relationships. And time is the only resource you cannot get back. Think about the people you have met in the last 5 years. How many of them genuinely changed your thinking? How many of them challenged your assumptions? How many of them made you feel more alive? Now think about how many parties you attended, how many group chats you muted, how many dinners you sat through, nodding along, feeling invisible. The numbers do not match. You gave your time to people who could not see you. And you are the one calling yourself the problem? Stop. Here is the practical shift you can apply today. Stop asking yourself, why do I have no friends? Start asking yourself, who would I actually want to spend my time with? Write that person down. Describe them in detail. What do they care about? What do they read? What do they question? What makes them angry? What makes them curious? Now ask yourself one more question. Where are they? Where do those people gather? They are not at the loud table. They are in the corner of the library. They are in the comment section of a philosophy video. They are in a volunteer group for a cause they believe in. They are at a lecture. They are in a workshop. They are searching for you the same way you are searching for them. You are not isolated. You are underexposed to the right people. That is a logistical problem. It is not a character flaw. It is not a social deficit. It is a matching problem. And matching problems have solutions. One solution is to be more visible in the places where depth is valued. That means sharing your real thoughts, not the filtered version, not the version that makes you sound normal, the real version. When you share the real version, you will repel most people. And that is good. Repelling most people is the fastest way to attract the right ones. The people who stay are your people. The people who leave were never going to understand you anyway. You have been trying to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were not built for you. Stop shrinking. Expand. Go to the spaces that feel like home. There are fewer people there, but the people who are there are real. And one real friend is worth 100 acquaintances. Remember that feeling you had in the cafeteria? That voice that said, no? That voice was not wrong. It was early. It knew something you did not trust yet. It knew that connection is not about proximity. It is about resonance. And resonance cannot be forced. It can only be recognized. So stop trying to belong. Start trying to be found. The people who are looking for you will find you, but only if you stop hiding in plain sight. Your loneliness is not a warning sign. It is a compass. It is pointing away from what is wrong and toward what is right. You just have to follow it. And that requires courage, because following it means walking alone for a while. But walking alone and being lost are not the same thing. You are not lost. You are on a path that fewer people take, and that path leads somewhere better. So look around one more time. You look around and notice something. Everyone seems to have people. They have groups. They have texts lighting up their phones. They have weekend plans that do not involve a screen and a blanket. You have none of that, and now you know. That is not a problem. That is proof.